Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast with Jay Gordon Duncan and the Capitalize Your Best podcast. Now, why both of those running concurrently? For the moment, as I mentioned the last couple of weeks, the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast was lost after 550 episodes. Spotify took it down because of an AI error. And so I moved over to the Capitalize Your Best podcast. And so as I was doing that, I got the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast back. So now you get two for the price of one. So we're still figuring that out. We still have the emphasis of faith, family, fitness, finances, and fun, but we're moving into a bit of a new direction. And as that comes together, we're going to let you know. But I appreciate everybody following me. Now, some of you on two platforms, but please, please, please continue, especially over at the Capitalize Your Best podcast. Please like, subscribe, and review. That means so much. And if you have an episode that you find that you really enjoy, please share it out over the socials. It means so much for a podcast like mine. Even after 6+ years, I appreciate the support and need it. So thank you so much. Many of you moved right over to the Capitalize Your Best podcast, and that means a ton. And then some of you are still faithfully listening over on This Is Gonna Hurt. And you know what? I had an interview. I hadn't done an interview in a while. Well, I had one with Mary, the mindset coach, of course, but then I had one set for a guest who's been here before, but they couldn't. It was my fault. We were scheduled for Friday, and then I had a family scheduling issue that got in the way, and because of that, we had to move it. But we're going to do it next week. I promise you, and you will not want to miss it. But I never say who's coming on the show until the episode's actually recorded, because again, I don't want to make promises I can't keep. So very excited about that. So for today, I don't know if some of you have noticed, but you may have, over on my personal social media, and then over on the Capitalize Your Best page, the Toughness Groove page, the Capitalize Your Best Life page. I got lots of pages. You may have noticed two things. I have started doing some personal coaching seminars, and I have added a personal coaching program, both of which are called Capitalize Your Best Life. Now, I really struggled with launching a personal coaching program, and I want to tell you why. And I want to tell you why I went ahead and moved it. But before any of that, I want to let you guys know that on Tuesday, this episode is going to debut on Monday, and the very next day, let me get that date for you. On February 18th, I'm going to have a Capitalize Your Best Life in-person seminar, really a workshop. It's going to emphasize bouncing back from failure, and that's going to be on the 18th of February from 2 to 4 p.m. with a small social following. That seminar workshop is going to be at Gin Tiny Wellness Collective. That is my wellness salon with my friend Sarah Hurst, and it's going to be from 2 to 4 p.m. And space to that is limited by the size of the room. We can only have 10 people, and I know that we have sold some seats. There's not a ton of seats left. If you would like to register for that, I'm going to put the link in the show notes, but it's capitalizeyourbest.com/thrive. Capitalizeyourbest.com/thrive. And after last month's seminar that went so well, I've decided that we're going to do this going forward. So it's going to be the third Tuesday of every single month. It's going to be at Gin Tiny. Right now, these are in-person workshops because of the personal nature of this. This is very different than my marketing seminars. It's not coaching in that sense. It's not instructive. It's more of a guided conversation where I'm sharing both my vulnerabilities and my expertise in these areas, and then I'm helping other folks walk through that. So again, that is bouncing back from failures is the emphasis. It's a Capitalize Your Best Life seminar, and it is on the 18th in Fredericksburg, Virginia, at Gin Tiny Wellness Collective. All of those links are going to be in the show notes. So I want to let you know that, but that's part of the reason I'm doing this seminar. Now, most of what you see me talking about online in terms of seminars are my Capitalize Your Best seminars. These are marketing and social media and growth oriented seminars for your business. That aligns with my company, Capitalize Marketing and Consulting. And what we do is we're an educational marketing company, and we want to provide services that help people grow no matter what. And then we have our signature program, the Capitalize Your Best program, that's 6 and 12 months. And then we help people grow their online presence and their revenue. And we do that through teaching, coaching, and support. And so typically I'm going to do a 10 social media strategy seminar, or 3 marketing strategies for 2025, those kind of seminars. But I've really been wanting and wrestling, like, should I launch a personal coaching program? And here's the reason I was hesitant. There's so many of them out there, and so many of them are just dreck. Now, there's some amazing personal coaching programs you can sign up for. I mean, folks like Tony Robbins have been doing this for years and they're excellent, right? And there's other ones out there, but the problem is that there's so many people out there just running out and getting some sort of coaching certification, or just creating a program and charging people, declaring themselves a life coach without either the experience or the credentialing. And so it just gets lost in the noise. And I didn't want to do that. And secondarily, I didn't want to confuse people. My emphasis has been at capitalized marketing to help people grow their revenue through their marketing. And I didn't want to confuse people. So I put it off and put it off. And I did this seminar, of a form of the Capitalize Your Best live seminar last year, and it was received so well. I mean, I had someone privately tell me, Gordon, this is the best stuff you do. But again, I was holding off and holding off. But then I looked back at it and I was like, wait a minute. I've got 20 plus years of pastoring counseling experience. I have a master's degree. I have an English degree. I've been through the John Maxwell coaching program. I've been through the Go High Level coaching. I've been through the ClickFunnels Challenge coaching. I've been through various coaching programs. Personally, I am a epilepsy fighter. And just all these things add up. And I'm a 4-time Boston Marathon qualifier, and I've run it, and I'm a marathon. And so, all these things kind of culminated, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've got this experience that plays a part in my marketing, but I've got this experience that I really want to share with others, and I want to begin making an impact that's larger than just marketing and revenue. And so that's why I moved into it. And I was like, you know what? If people want it, they're going to come to it. If they resonate with it, they'll buy it. I'll approach it just like I do Capitalize Your Best. I'm going to offer seminars and just give away free value. And on that, if people resonate with it, they do. Yes, it does take additional time from my marketing, and these are things I ask my clients to be protective of. If you offer another line or something different, you want to be careful, not confuse people. You want to make sure that it doesn't take away from your primary source of revenue. And so, last year I created a 90-day personal coaching program. Professionally filmed 90 different videos. And in each one of them, it gets a prompt in the areas of, guess what, faith, family, fitness, and finances. And I created a Capitalize Your Best Life journal. And I really just kind of soft launched it. It made its revenue back, but I didn't go really, really hard with it. Because again, I just really putting the emphasis into the Capitalize Your Best program for marketing, revenue, and that kind of thing. But just as the year went forward, I just felt like 2025 was this year where I really wanted to go bigger. So over on the marketing side, I'm doing a weekly Capitalize coaching call, and that's a big commitment. There's 52 weeks of commitment, right? And then I did this personal seminar in January. And its emphasis was just really, how are we going to thrive this year? And it was received so well, and the room was full, and the feedback was incredible. And the impact it was making was the kind of impact I wanted to make personally on top of what I do revenue wise. And I just thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make a monthly commitment. So right now, the third Tuesday of every month. That's my plan. And so on the 18th, when this debuts on Monday, it's the next day. I'm going to hold another Capitalize Your Best. And it really is a workshop. It's a guided conversation. And it's much more loosely structured than one of my marketing seminars. And then I've got a personal coaching program that I'm going to offer to people. And I've got some tools that I've created. Over on Instagram and Facebook, I've had a page for 10 years called Toughness Groove. And for a long time, it was the chronicle of my running. And it was originally built around this idea that we got to, I'm as an overcomer, a survivor of epilepsy. It's, we got to build this groove in us, the toughness to take the next step. And I've loved it. And I've got a line of swag. You can go to toughnessgroove.com and you can buy the gear. But over time, it's beginning to morph. And I rebranded the pages to Capitalize Your Best Life. Now, Toughness Group still exists. You can still buy the swag, and it's still very much part of who I am. But I began offering daily videos in there to just help for just overall life improvement. And it's been a slow build, and that's okay. I'm not over there all the time. I mean, I'm emphasized my marketing and my revenue growth because that's what I need to make a living. But just gradually, I'm rolling out this personal program, and I find so much fulfillment in it. And we're going to see where it goes. But uh, my two objections were there's so many coaching programs out there, and I didn't want to get lost in the noise, and I didn't want to distract people. That's what I overcame to start these. I was like, well, wait a minute, but this is quality. It's not Drek. I'm not worried about getting caught in the noise because this is something unique and it's going to have a unique audience. And my background is a unique background. And then not confusing people. I was like, you know what? I think people expect this from me. I talk so much about running and overcoming my epilepsy and my past as a pastor and as a counselor. And like, it's not confusing as far as I know to people. And so right now, really, I'm growing this primarily through my Capitalize Your Best Life Facebook page and my Toughness Group page on Instagram. I'm growing it primarily there, and I am emphasizing the monthly seminars on my personal pages. But right now, I'm growing both. And if my coach this year said don't do that, I'd have to consider it. But I haven't been told not to do it. Right now, this is an area I want to make an impact. And to be honest with you, it's an outlet for me that I don't find in other areas. I get to discuss topics I don't get discussed in other areas. I get to be vulnerable in areas that I want to be vulnerable when I don't get to do that. And it eases up the pressure of just grow, 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 revenue, 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 both for me and for anybody else who's involved. And so the reason I started a personal coaching program was I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to share these aspects of my life that I felt like would be helpful to others. I feel like I'm skilled at doing it. I don't feel like it's going to get lost in the noise because it's different. And I don't think it's confusing my target clients, at least not yet. So that's why. So there's a couple of ways you can get involved in this. If you just want to follow my health journey, and like I said, I've been posting daily videos in there about just personal growth. You can find that at Capitalize Your Best Life on Facebook. And then over on the page on Instagram, still called Toughness Groove. I had a hard time renaming it, wouldn't let me do it, so I just didn't worry about it. And then if you are local to the Fredericksburg area and you'd like to come to one of my workshops, my Capitalize Your Best Life workshops, it's the third Tuesday of every month. And so we've got one on the 18th. If you want to register, it's capitalizeyourbest.com/thrive. All that will be in the show notes. And right now, I don't offer a virtual workshop for this reason. Because these are very personal and they might have a virtual option at some point in time. But right now, I like the personal nature of this from 2 to 4, and then we have a small social afterwards. So, friends, I'd love for you to join me in any of these. I appreciate your support. I think part of the Capitalize Your Best podcast growth has been that I'm feeling a little bit more free to move away from just marketing growth on these platforms. So whether the two podcasts split at some point in time, I don't know. They might. But right now, this is the direction I'm going in. I'm excited about it. So friends, as always, I appreciate your support and your encouragement. And if you want to get involved in these areas, all the show notes are going to be available to you. But most importantly, if you want to attend Tuesday's seminar, it's capitalizeyourbest.com/thrive, or just reach out to me personally and I'll make sure you get it. So guys, as always, thanks for following. Thanks for being an encouragement. Thanks for showing up every single week. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will be back again next week. Also, real quick, over on the Capitalize Your Best podcast, I'm resharing older This Is Gonna Hurt episodes over on there on like Wednesdays and Thursdays. So keep an eye on that. If you subscribe, you're going to get revisits for some old episodes I just thought were really incredible. So go check those out. And friends, as always, I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much. Bye bye.